Welcome to practice. I'm Donna Cavanough. We're going to begin laying down, and I've got a blanket that I've folded in a narrow bolster shape, and it could be a roll that's going to go across your blanket. When you lay down on your mat, draw the support up so it's touching your tailbone, buttock muscles, and you can even tuck the ends under of the blanket so that you get extra support under your thighs. Just noticing how you feel. Finding the breath. And letting your focus shine more and more on the feeling of the breath and the body, how it feels to be in this posture. How do the hips feel and the belly? The rise and fall of the chest, the expansion of the ribs. We're going to bring the knees together, take your support out from underneath. And we're going to do the same leg position, but with the feet in the air. So lift the feet off the floor, try to touch the soles of the feet together and the knees out wide. And you just sit your heels as close as they comfortably go to your body. We're going to press the lower back into the floor so you feel your belly engaging, pressing to the spine. Good. And we're going to bring the hands to support behind the head. Now we're going to be lifting the upper body a little bit, and it's important not to push the head forward. So think of it as laying your head back into your hands rather than pushing the head forward. So we'll keep the elbows relaxed down. Press your lower back, and we'll lift the torso now. And notice how you're lifting your head. Lay your head back into your hands. Good. So feel the core body. Great. We're going to roll the lower body to the left and the upper body to the right, but really keep your head relaxing. Good. And then we're going to go from side to side. So we want to feel the work in the core body, so belly around the ribs, the base of the ribs, but not the neck. Try to keep the knees wide, the elbows wide. Watch that tendency to push the head forward. Using your core body, nice work. Keep breathing, pressing your lower back to the floor. Lovely. And then release. Just relaxing your upper body, relaxing your shoulders. We'll take the legs straight up now from the hip. And we'll take the arms straight up from the shoulders. We're going to drop the arms a little way towards the floor and the legs a little way towards the floor. Not so much that you're really struggling to hold, but a little struggle so that we can feel the core body working and press your lower back. Good. And what we're going to do is try and coordinate circles with the arms and circles with the legs, and they're going to be going in the opposite direction. Whoa. Which is a bit challenging. Press the lower back. Try to keep your neck relaxed, your throat relaxed. Okay, there's other direction to explore and see if you can make it. Your arms are doing the opposite circle to your legs. Oh, nice work. Hug your knees into your chest. And then we're going to just relax the feet back to the floor. Legs are hip width and parallel and bend. And we feel that support of the spine, the magic alignment of the sacrum, the shoulder blades, and the back of the head. Finding the flow of your breath. Great. We're going to roll a little bit to the right side. And you're going to bend your left leg in and take hold of the front of your left foot. Now, if you're not quite reaching, just reach for it. So try to bend your leg as much as you can, hand towards foot, foot towards hand. Otherwise, we're going to take a hold and just going to roll back onto your right side so you can be quite relaxed here and just let your head be relaxed onto the floor. If it doesn't comfortably sit on the floor, you can put your upper arm under your head as a little pillow. And we're going to try and give ourselves a stretch in that left thigh. And curl your toes, your left toes, towards the heel, towards your hip. If you start to take the knee back, the left knee back further, you'll increase that stretch. And just waking up that part of the body. Neck nice and relaxed. Good. And then we'll do the same on the other side. This is a nice version of the stretch we get when we kneel down, if kneeling isn't possible for your knees. So I just want the rest of your body to be relaxed and nice and long. Good. And then you're going to hold your right foot now, and you're going to try and curl your toes towards your heel and your heel towards your hip. And then if you take your right knee back a little bit further, finding your stretch. Nice work. Releasing that side. We'll come back to center, just laying down for a moment. Finding your symmetry again. Your relaxed spine. We're going to make the little movements of the spine where we coordinate lower back and breath. As you exhale, lower back presses into the floor. And as you inhale, lower back lifts. And you enjoy the volume of your belly and abdomen. As you exhale, lower back presses. Feeling the flow of breath in your. Great. We're going to turn over to the right now and take forward Virasana, where your knees are wider than you normally would have them. So usually we would take Virasana with the knees about as wide as the mat. But I want you to go as wide as you can, big toes touching, and then gently easing yourself forward with your hands. And we're going to hold for a few breaths here and explore what happens. But first, we meet the resistance of doing this in a new way. But then as you start to find your breath, notice where the body can almost unfold around the breath, become spacious around the breath, the spine lengthening, the hips becoming a little more easeful with the movement. Lovely. And then we're going to walk the hands back. Now we need a thick support under the knee. So if you take your blanket and you can fold it nice and thick, we're going to kneel up onto that, facing the long edge of your mat. And we're going to take the right foot out to the right side. You're going to line up your heel with your left knee. And then we're going to point the toes down to the floor as though you could almost touch the floor. And we're going to stand up tall from the knee up. If you weren't able to put pressure on your knee like this, you could do the same thing standing with a wider leg stand, like Trikonasana. All right, we're going to lean over to the right side and we're going to look for a stretch in the left side of the body. Let's do it with the arm down to start with. Try to keep rolling the left hip back, the left ribs back, the left shoulder back. Beautiful. And then we'll take the left arm up by the left ear so that the heart is shining up rather than down to the floor. And you're finding a deep breath. Nice work. And coming back up to center. Good. And then right knee onto your nice thick blanket. Make sure it's not hurting your knees. You can always do this like a Trikonasana with your step from standing if your knees don't tolerate the pressure. All right, so now we've got the left foot out, lined up with the right knee. Good, and we're standing tall in the body from the knee up. And then we're going to lean over to the left side. And what we're going to explore is the stretch for the right body. You might feel your right belly, right waist, even right lower back. And the more we try to roll the right hip back and the right ribs back, the more the heart will shine upward, the bigger the stretch, the more evenness for the spine. Reach where it feels good and then add in your arm, right arm by the right ear. Good, and then coming up. Nice work. Take a kneeling position and tuck your toes under and sit back onto your heels. If that's too strong for your feet, put your hands on the floor in front of you. So you can adjust your body weight as your toes need. Otherwise, we've got the toes all tucked under, even the small toes. Sometimes you need to reach and manually tuck them under. And sitting tall. And shoulders relax. Great. And if you're able to stand from here without using your hands, that would be great to try. Otherwise, help yourself up in a way that feels wise. I'm not quite there. All right. We're going to stand. And find your mountain pose. We'll have the feet underneath the hips. And the feet are parallel. And the reason I teach the Tadasana this way is we really get into the habit of trying to hold our feet like this for walking, running, and standing. So much less wear on the hip joints, the knee joints, the ankle joints. Good. And then notice the difference. If we bring our feet into classic Tadasana, it's quite a different experience. The feet are touching now. And being able to do both, but use the parallel one for all movement, or as much movement as you can. All right, let's go from feet together. We're going to do tree pose, and that means you'll be balancing on one foot. So let's balance on the right leg. We'll turn the left leg out at 90 degrees. Tiptoes can be on the floor, or you can place your foot up onto your leg. Great. We're going to start with the hands at the hip, and we're going to sway the torso from side to side. And imagine it's your ribs, your diaphragm cross section that's leading the swaying. Side to side, beautiful. And then sway your ribs back to feeling really lifted from your pelvis and relax your shoulders. So you're centered now, and we'll take the arms up into Virksasana, tree pose. Finding the flow of the breath. Beautiful. Unfurling your branches and replanting your foot, feet together, Tadasana. Turn your right foot out at 90 degrees. Place your foot where it's going to work for you. The right foot on your left leg. Good. And we're going to keep the hands down, and we're going to be swaying from side to side. And what I want you to do is make a little wave with your spine, your ribs. Imagine you're leading with that cross section of the rib cage. Trying to hold your balance. Beautiful. Let yourself come back to center. I think I want to sway too much. And then we're going to lift the ribs. We're going to relax the shoulders. But as you take your arms up, keep room in the shoulders. We don't want to be rigid there. And really reaching. Sides of the waist reaching. Good. And then unfurling your branches and replanting yourself. And let's take feet hip width parallel. And feel that planting of the feet. Very nice. We're going to turn the right foot out at 90 degrees and the left foot in, and it's just a little stance, you'll notice. Because we're going to try our balancing on the right foot for Ardha Chandrasana, or the half moon posture. So we're going to bounce the back foot off the floor and try to just hold your balance on your right leg. Good. And then you can lay the left foot back to the floor anytime you need. And we're going to go back and forth from balancing to foot back on the floor. And as you do that little dance, try to keep the legs feeling really strong and the knee of your, particularly of your right leg here, stable. So you're exploring your stability. And you might be able to lift your left leg a little higher now each time. Tip the torso a little further over the right. Use your arms however it feels good to be a counterweight for your shifting balance. And the last one you do, make it the next one, you're going to hold it. Very good. All right. We're going to try and find our stability. If you need to keep your left tiptoes on the floor, that's fine. But if you can lift them, do so. And you might be able to roll the left hip back. So we start to head the hip towards that left side of the mat. And you might even be able to lift the left leg higher so that the torso starts to become parallel to the floor. Finding your stability. Good. Nice and long in your neck. You might even be able to take the arms and stretch them out from the chest. Good. And then we're going to release back to standing. So we don't have the feet very wide, and we're going to turn both the legs out to the left side. So I like this gentle approach to the balance. You don't have to go further than you feel safe with, of course. And we're going to just make that little dance of shifting the weight into the left foot and lifting the right foot off the floor. And really concentrate on the left knee feeling very stable. Good. A couple more of those. You might find you can lift the back leg a little bit higher in between putting it back down. We're looking for stability. Okay, on your next one, you're going to balance and hold. And the hold might be with the right tiptoes on the floor. Or maybe the leg is lifted and you're able to hold that. We want to feel stable in the left knee. You can have it a little bit bent. We're going to try and lift the right hip. Good, and maybe you can go a little deeper here by lifting the right leg and reaching the torso out to the left. And if you really have your balance, you can even try taking the arms to the vertical, opening the heart, shining the heart. Nice work, and releasing. Okay. Back to feet underneath the hips. And we're going to do our last Tadasana for the year in this practice, this Zoom practice. Hopefully you'll still be doing them. And we'll step the feet out as wide as your leg is long. Let's turn to the right. Right toes turn out, left toes turn in. And here we want to really feel the stability of the knees and really lift the quadriceps. Enjoying your strong leg. We're going to try and take the left hip back. We'll take the arms out from the shoulders and we'll reach over to the right side. And the arms to the vertical. And feel for a moment the correlation between what we just did, the Ardha Chandrasana and the Trikonasana. Imagine from here, lifting the back leg off the floor, you'd have to bend your right leg. We're not going to do that. We're just feeling the feelings. Take the left hip back, the left rib back, and shine the heart upwards. Finding that intense side stretch of Trikonasana. The flow of your breath, the lengthening and reaching of your body, and above all, your strong, stable leg, your foundation. Beautiful. Then we're going to come up and change to the second side. Ooh. We'll roll the right hip back, finding your strong, stable legs, lifting your kneecap. And then we're going to reach out to the left side. Trikonasana. And again, just feel the what is the same about this pose as your half moon pose. But of course, we've got both feet on the floor here. So really use that. Find your foundation. And we'll roll the right hip back and the right rib back and open the heart. And around the breath, feel your body lengthening. Curious. And reaching. Good. And then inhale and come up. That is lovely. All right. We're going to turn the feet to the right side. And we're going to try our half moon posture again. And see how we've got our feet a little bit wider. So now you're going to bend your right knee, pick your left toes up off the floor. And if you need to put them back down a little bit closer to your foot, toes on the floor, that's fine. Otherwise, we're going to try our half moon pose again. Bring the hands at the hips. Rolling the left hip back. Good, reaching out through the left leg. We keep the spine nice and long. Good, really reaching the torso, lifting the leg. Lovely, and then coming back down. Whoa. And one more to the left side. Okay, so we're going to be standing into the left leg. So you're going to bend the leg as you lift the right leg off the floor. And you might need to lift the right toes in and put the toes on the floor to explore your opening of the right hip. Otherwise, you're lifting your right leg off the floor. Finding your balance, finding your half moon pose. Right hip rolling back, right ribs rolling back. Ooh. Good. And then releasing. Very nice work. Stand with your feet underneath your feet. Find your Tadasana. Your center and your balance. And we're going to shrug the shoulders up to the ears and then shoulder blades down. And make some nice big circles with the shoulders, the shoulder blades. Might feel them moving all around the ribs there. Really relaxing. Shoulder joints and neck and that upper part of the spine. Good. And then spacious shoulders. Turn your head gently from side to side. So keep the chin parallel to the floor. Back to center. And then we're going to make a sort of a gooseneck. We're going to point the chin forward. Just the chin, keep the underside of the chin parallel. And then all the way back with the chin. All the way forward. All the way back. Relax your shoulders. All the way forward. All the way back. Lovely. We're going to roll the chin into the chest now. So the back of the neck stretches. The upper back stretches as we roll forward in your upper back. Your feet are hip width and parallel. Your hands are going to land on your thighs. And keep rolling the body forward until you feel a stretch along your back and the back of your legs. Relax your elbows back. Let your head just hang down and, in fact, relax the neck a little bit more by shaking from side to side or nodding. Keep letting the back body lengthen. Just allowing that to happen. Good. And then we're going to roll ourselves up, bone by bone. Arms up, look up. Tadasana. And now Uttanasana, but embedding the bones of the spine forward. We'll do the hands on the thighs again. So this time, make a back bend shape and then bending at your hip crease and reach the torso forward. It won't go as far as we just did, but feel now the bones of the spine pressing to the front torso. And now we're stretching just the back of the legs. So if we keep the spine in that easeful position, keep letting the spine reach forward or reach down to the floor if you have that kind of movement, but letting the back of the legs stretch so it doesn't feel like the spine is stretching. There'll be more room in the front body now, the organs. Good. Relax the elbows in and back. And let the legs stretch. Really let them stretch. Lovely. And then we're going to roll ourselves up, bend your legs. Take the arms up in front. Keep the shoulders really spacious. We're going to shrug the shoulders up to the ears and take the arms back even further. Beautiful. And then relax. And we're going to sit down on the floor now. Practicing your sitting, your thoughtful sitting, and it might be without using your hands or just using them minimally or using them if you need to. Finding our own graceful movement or awkward movement. Aren't we fortunate to have movement? And taking a seat. We're going to turn into Sukhasana to the left, or in Sukhasana to the left. Draw the shoulder blades down and you've heard this enough, you've embodied this to know it. You could lead yourself with your mind, but how about we let the mind just be an observer and lead with the breath. Observe all the places and spaces that you can find movement. Around the breath. We're going to leave our torso, turn in that direction, but lift your left arm up by your left ear, and then lift your right ribs, and we're going to lean out to the right side, over the right thigh. You're going to lean as far as it feels good for your body. We keep the turn of the ribs to the left, and we keep following the breath here. Ooh, if you find you have a lot of movement, you can head your shoulder, your right shoulder in front of your right knee. We'll shine the heart upward. Keeping both sides of the neck spacious. Looking for space and movement. And then we'll come back up to center and change the cross of your legs. Your Sukhasana seated, cross-legged posture. And we'll turn to the right side. And don't put the mind in charge. Follow the breath. Take your right arm up by the right ear now, feeling that lovely turn of the ribs. And we're going to lift the left rib up and reach them out and over the left thigh. You can reach as far as feels good, all the while looking for the movement through the breath of rolling the right ribs back. Of shining the heart upward. And then inhale. And coming up. Beautiful. We might stay seated for our last twist. We're going to take the left arm out behind you. And you're going to reach it behind you across to the right side of your body. So you find your fingers there somewhere. And you're going to try and take hold of your right arm. You might be able to hold your upper arm above the elbow. But maybe you can't quite reach there, so it might be the forearm. So hold where you can reach to. So we've bound the left arm behind the kidneys. And we're going to use that binding to lift the kidneys and press them forward. And take the breath to that part of your body. Beautiful. And then take your right hand, the fingers of your right hand, and just use them to creep along your legs to the left side. However, that works to turn your ribs as well. But we keep the lift of the kidney. And you're looking gently over your left shoulder. And then follow your breath into finding more space in this pose. Into feeling the shining of your heart. Loving kindness for yourself that might even shine outward. Good. And then releasing that side. We're going to swap the cross of the legs. Oops, I think we've had them there all that time. And we'll take the right arm out to the right side. So you're going to reach your right arm behind your back, and so your fingers are somewhere over near your left rib. And then see what you can take hold of, your left wrist or your left arm as close to your elbow as you can, or even your upper arm. And then scoot your fingers and just rest them on your left thigh somewhere. And where your arm is bound behind you, see if you can lift that part of the body and draw the kidneys forward and taking the breath into that part of the body. And then we'll add the twisting of the long spine. So creeping your fingers along your leg over to the right side, just helping yourself as much as you can with your fingers to turn the ribs. Ah, and then releasing. Sitting for a moment with the feeling of loving kindness for yourself. And with an open heart, maybe it feels like that could be abundant enough to shine outward.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays from John. Namaste. Thank you so much. Thank you. Everybody have a safe and peaceful summer here if you're watching on the other side of the world, a winter.